We're live.
Yeah, Aaron says, aren't you on it an hour from now?
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the channel.
Wow,
we did
$25.
try to start on Facebook. It just didn't work out for us today. Facebook didn't like us for some reason. We couldn't get it going, right, Chris? So we're here on YouTube. It's working for us great, so we're happy about that. Of course, last time I was on YouTube, my whole screen went out, but Chris has still worked to let me know that we were live. So if I didn't have Chris here, I probably would have shut the whole thing down because I wouldn't have known any different. So it's good to be back to you guys. We got some announcements we're going to hear from Chris. That'll only take a minute. We'll get right into it. Go ahead, Chris.
So we got 4 announcements. Number 1 is Chris will have 2 videos coming out this week that are pre-recorded of a Get to Know Psychic Chris Dufresne series. Astrology will be added to Chris's YouTube and social media featuring a member of the Sylvia Browne group. To have a chance to be added to Network's call or next week's possible call list, and send in your question and phone number to ask Chris at sylviabrowne.com. And then our next scavenger hunt is going to go live on October 11th, 2020.
And that's it for the announcements. So that's great. So hi, Linda. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Mama. She says hello. Hi, guys. And we want to thank you so much for the donations. That allows us to do all this. It allows us to put out the videos, because without you guys helping us, we would not be able to do it, because this takes a lot of time and energy, but it's all worth it. It really is, because I love doing this. We're going to have a Pay It Forward coming up pretty soon. We really are. And I know I keep saying the Chris Ross coming. It is. We're just so busy doing all these things, but I really like the scavenger hunt thing. So we're going to try to make it a little bit more difficult for you guys, because you guys are so damn smart. You got it quickly this time. Hi, Barb. Hi, Margarita. Hi, John. Oh, hi, Kelly Davis. She says hi, Chris. Only said hi to one Chris, though. Okay, so if you guys like what you see, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, will you please do that? Because, gee whiz, we're going to have all these things coming. You're not going to want to have to wait to subscribe. And that's why we're trying to go over to YouTube, too, because we have a lot of followers over there to kind of guide them back over to this channel, because we like the platinum so much. So what do you think? No?
I'm working on it.
Huh.
It's just taking a minute. Alright, well that should be correct. So
We're live again?
Yep, should be. I'll just sit here and hang out.
I'll let you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just in case anything else goes wrong. But
So, hi everybody again. We're having such technical difficulties. We're so sorry. We couldn't get on Facebook. Did they hear the announcements, you know?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, they heard that. Okay. So that's good. We don't have to bore you guys with that again. So please give us a thumbs up. Please, if you haven't subscribed, you're going to want to subscribe. We got a lot of cool stuff going. Go check out the playlist. Check out my mother's Mind, Body, and Soul, Creating Your Own Reality. Check that stuff out. It's good stuff. Check out the other Q&As. And let's get started answering some questions before we get cut off. We can't help anybody today.
Everybody says it's better, so.
Oh, it's better? Good. I'm not choppy?
Not on my end, you're not.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
I can sit in my chair.
Hi, Dickie, too, saying hi. Luna Lane, looks good. Okay, cool. It's much better. Okay. I can't see myself, but I don't need to necessarily see myself. Hi, Maria. Hi, Betsy Campbell. Hi, Margarita. Nikki Toro, Karen, hi. Annie, Kelly, Annie, Kelly Davis.
What a strange day. Just everything is not working.
I know.
But we got it. We got it fixed.
And that's why, you guys, that's why we don't do anything, you know, what do you call it? Mobile. Everything's hardwired to the house and Cat 7 or whatever.
Mobile would ruin this. It would make it so hard.
Oh my God! Nothing is that way. We try to landline everything so that we don't have these problems, and yet that still does come up. So, but these guys are smart. They know that this kind of stuff happens. So, it just goes to show me, if I'm thinking I'm able to do this all by myself, I better start thinking another thing. Okay, let's answer some questions.
Evelyn says, "Hi Chris, my cousin Iris is wanting to sell her house. When do you see her selling?"
If she wants the most for her money, which I would presume anyone would want it, if you're selling a house, you want to make some money, that would be probably the end of January or 1st of February of this next year of 2021.
Kirsty says, "Will I have a successful real estate career?"
It's my son. Son, I'm on YouTube Live. I'll call you later. So, yes, I do believe so. You need to start looking into the virtual stuff and things like this, because we're going to see more and more that houses are going to be sold by giving a virtual tour of it. So the real estate agents technically won't actually have to go out to the house and walk them around. Maybe if they're really serious and they want to walk around. But my goodness, these virtual tours now are so like you're there in the house that you can do that. But I think real estate is good with you. I think you need to go back to school and become a broker, though.
I agree. Real estate, that was a good thing about the real estate virtual tours. I do a lot of real estate videos myself. It is huge. It's never going back.
When I used to look at houses back in the day, I've been here for about 25 years, almost close to 25 years, they would be breathing down my neck, and I would want to open something. I looked something. I kind of felt like, I'm taking too long, and I wasn't comfortable, and I was nervous. And when you go through the virtual tour, you can really see the floor plan and the layout and all that. And then you get to the real estate person and you say, yeah, it's just what I saw on the tour. And it's easier for their job and easier for me. I like the whole idea, the whole concept of it. I really do.
It's amazing. It's the best thing. Amber says, where do you see me buying a house?
I don't think you're going to change your area. So I don't know the street address location, but I can do this. If you go about 20 minutes north from where you're at, look to see what that is. That's where you're going to go.
Devery says, do you still see me meeting my soulmate soon?
Kindred soul, but that means a soul connection where you have had past lives. Now, this virus has thrown everybody in a loop a little bit on the timing, okay? Myself included. So you probably got to give it to about right around the first of the year. Remember to do your part and get out and activate. Everybody has to do that, of course, but I think it's going just fine.
Sarah says, I'm currently pregnant and struggling a lot with nausea. Will it go away in the second trimester, or will it last the whole pregnancy?
Well, I think it's going to happen still through the second trimester. I think the third, you're clear. And it's hard to say better or worse, because some days are worse and some days are better. And it's just going to go like that. But, you'll be able to get through this. You'll be fine. The baby will be healthy. You'll be healthy. So my heart goes out to you. I know how bad anyone can feel when they're upset to the stomach, because I had the stomach. I got food poisoning a couple weeks ago. For 4 days, I thought I was just going to die. So I can imagine.
Luna says, how can I best handle when my mother asks for money?
Well, you always end up giving it to her. So, you got to try to talk with her before she's asking and say, there has to be some type of an allowance or some type of a budget. Because if you don't, every single solitary time you talk with her, it's going to be asked, and that's going to push you further away. And but you are just too kind. You just keep giving it up. So that's why she probably keeps asking.
Mar M says, do you have any description about my life partner?
Medium brown hair, very light brown eyes, full bottom lip, very thin top lip, very like normal to fair skin, kind of like my skin coloring. Height is about average. That would be about 5'11". Weight would be maybe 205 pounds. Longer legs and torso. And a little bit of a lisp. Had to say that carefully because I have one.
Leia says, when will I be a grandmother?
In about 3 years. But you'll be a grandmother a lot of times over, so that's a fantastic thing. There'll be a lot of new babies to the family because your family's all getting older. So new, young, vibrant generation coming in. That's always a wonderful thing.
Anastasia says, hi, Chris. What was I in my past life?
The very last life, that would be around the cowboy and Indian time period, living off the land and being, in one of those teepees where they have to follow the buffalo and things like that, eat and pack up and go through that. So that's some rough living, but they did well back in those days.
Tiger Pixie says, hi, Chris. What are my gifts/spiritual gifts?
Oh, you're empathic and you have a healing potential. So I don't see careers with either one of these, but I think it's what you have. And I think that's great. It can certainly help you out with your every way of life. But you might want to do what I do every morning, because before I get up, grab, the toothbrush, toothpaste, or go to the restroom, I always say, please God, surround me in the white light of the Holy Spirit of man. Just set a habit for me, because I'm in the kind of profession that you try to help a lot of people, but you want to make sure in helping them that you're not doing a lot for them and making yourself sick. You want to do a lot for them and be unscathed. So that seems to work for me, what I say. I know a lot of people that channel all day, 8 hours. Who has the time to do it 8 hours? I don't even like doing it for 8 hours. I won't do it. Mine takes, 5 seconds to say, and it's cool. So being that you're empathic, you just got to be careful you don't absorb, obviously.
Sam says, "Hi Chris, should we move to Washington?"
Oh, absolutely. I would more say, you already know the answer to this. You're going to do it no matter what I say. And I'm just surprised you haven't done it yet. So can you still see me, Chris? Because I got nothing.
Yeah, I can still see you.
Okay.
Yolanda says, "When will my mother end up paying for her hospital bill?"
Well, I mean, she's going to do a little here, a little there, and a lot of excuses. So she's going to pay it intermittently, but that's just how she does things. So you're going to have to just kind of be mothering to her and help her walk through it. And with tugging her, she'll do it. So it'll get done. It's just you'll have to stay on it.
Ducky says, Ducky says, "Should I quit my job with the school to protect myself and my family from COVID?"
Well, I mean, you can work and be protected with your social distancing and your masks and your sterilization. So you don't have to quit your job for any reason. If you decide to quit, you're not going to have another one for about 18, 20 months. So you're going to be unemployed that long. So if I was you, I would steer clear of everybody, play it safe, keep going to work, and just keep your distance.
Holly says, "Hello, what do you see for my husband's career?"
I think that he should realistically go into sales. I think he would laugh and fall back at it hearing this from me, but he's never tried it. He's not like the sales typical pounded through you, buy this, buy this, buy this. He would be really for the people. He would be nurturing for the people. He would listen to the people, what they want, and he would get them the best for what they're looking for, what they want, because he's smart. So I would look towards this avenue. I would look for him getting a job maybe with Amazon and then going into sales too. I think he would do really, really good. So please tell him not to stereotype it until he tries it, because if you don't try it, you're not going to know.
Vinda Schwery says, "Hi Chris, when do you see me moving out of this city for a different job?"
That would be probably July or August of next year.
Maria says, "Insights on when Laura is going to meet her future husband. She wants to join a dating site."
I don't think a dating site would be bad. I think she'll actually meet someone that will end up to be the guy, but I think it'll take about a year. No, it'll take about 11 months. But there's going to be a lot going on, but I think she'll get comfortable. I think she'll build her confidence. I think she'll weed out the ones that are not being real truthful right away. I think she has a knack to do that very quickly. So I don't think she'll be on some type of a stray situation. So we're good.
Margarita says, "Has my boyfriend finally understood what I want from him?"
Well, no, because he's not a yes guy, kind of, so to speak. And I think he feels you want a lot, but I'm not saying that you're selfish or anything because you demand a lot out of yourself. But this is not perfect. Neither is this world that we're in. So he's not going to be perfect. And if he did exactly what you said all the time, you wouldn't want him either. So having a mind of his own and being a little Andre, I think you got to love that and respect that. So I think it's a good match. I wouldn't nitpick at it anymore. I really wouldn't, because you're going to push it too far and then he's going to go. And then what are you going to do? You're going to really miss him. So don't go there and just get along and be nice. And I think you got a great relationship.
RK says, "Hi Chris, when do you see Jason getting separated or divorced?"
I don't think I'll call it a separation because, well, people obviously separate, but once the divorce, it's just going to go to divorce. And that will be about just shy of 2 years. And I think it's been too long now, and 2 more years is even long, but they just doesn't want to go through it. Sometimes when you're going through a marriage, you got kids and so many other things that play a role, and you stay a lot longer for a lot of different reasons. And this is part of that. But, a good 2 years will be out of it, so we'll be okay.
Lena says, "Hi Chris, should I go into my own business next year and quit my corporate job?"
No. You should keep your corporate job and go into your own business next year and do both for about 2 years. Then you could quit your corporate job because you'll be making enough money in your own business. And then you can afford your lifestyle. Otherwise, Man, it's going to be a rocky road.
Vintage Swery says, what will my next job be like?
I think there'll be a lot on the phone, a lot dealing with bills and that sort of thing. So I think it's rough, but I think you'll do it really well with a lot of class. And I think you'll be endearing to people and helpful to people. I think you'll give them other options that they didn't think of before. Excuse me, pardon me. So that will help them. But it's hard to get on the phone and try to collect money from people as far as a bill collector. It's hard to do that.
Maria says, will we buy a big single-story pool home in January or February?
Buy a what home? Pool home?
A big single-story pool home.
Pool home.
Like a home with a pool.
Oh, well, I don't see a pool. Let's just clarify that. I think it has a really nice open floor plan to it. So I think the home seems bigger than actually the square footage. I think the square footage is, more average. To me, that would be somewhere around 2,000 square feet. That to me would be average. So it'd be average, but a lot bigger because there's no wasted space, and the open floor plan makes it seem like it's a whole lot bigger than what it is.
Yolanda says, will my mother have to pay for her hospital stay?
Yeah, I believe they're going to somehow come in and get some of this coverage, but some of it's just not going to go away. So she's either going to pay that or, it goes on your credit things.
Gina wants to know if she'll get pregnant soon.
First off, stop worrying about it. I know it's easier for me to say than for anyone to do that when trying to get pregnant, but just try to think of other things. Put your mind elsewhere because they're constantly 24/7 on this. And you're definitely going to get pregnant. Baby's going to be healthy, but I think it's going to probably be about May of next year. So for right now, it's just nothing. And just put it out of your mind. And if you can put it out of your mind, May will come sooner than later. And before you know it, you'll be pregnant. And you'll hold the baby and deliver the baby, and you'll be happy.
Awesome. We got a phone call for you. Put my phone right there.
Who am I calling?
This is Tawny Smith.
Tawny Smith. Okay.
Hello?
Tawny, this is Chris from YouTube Live.
Oh, hi.
Are you watching us?
I am, actually.
Okay, we have a question here that you wrote in. Do you want Chris to read that question and I answer it, or did you want to come up with one and ask me now?
No, go ahead, and that same question would be great.
She says, I'd like to know who my spirit guide is and if there's anything that may signal to me that they are around. I'm going through breast cancer. She's 45, treatment right now, and it'd be nice to have a name to speak to if she needs to speak to somebody.
Well, your primary guide is Audie. And Audie, okay? And you're going to beat this cancer. You're too damn stubborn not to. I'm not even worried about you. But just try to relax. And remember, if you want to get a hold of Audie, your mind has to be relaxed. Only for about a minute. As much time it takes to ask a question and get an answer. But you've got to, calm your mind down. So sit somewhere quiet, play the music, or do your own kind of karaoke. And when you start fading towards that daydream stage, that alpha stage right before that, that's the ideal time to put the question out there and get the answer in, okay?
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Thank you so much.
Dear, we're all going to pray for you. I'll put you on a prayer line, and that's where the staff, the congregation, our friends, our family, and everyone here on YouTube, we're all going to pray for you and send you energy. How about that?
That is just amazing. Thank you.
You have a great day, and God bless, and thank you for letting us help you today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Very sweet.
Yeah, she sounded like she was crying at the end.
Yeah, and people ask me why I like to do my job. Come on, I love my job. I really do love my job. Okay.
Margarita says, what location will our first home be in?
Well, I think it won't be in the city that you're in. I don't know the name of the city, but I think it's only the city west from you adjacent to where you're at now. I want to take a minute right now and still just talk about this COVID thing a little bit. Because I get a lot of clients on the phone. I can't give you any names because, it's private. But, I've got people that are in their homes and they're cranky because they feel like a person on house arrest gets out more than them. And I can feel like that too at times. But we need to look at the positive. So if we find the positive here, okay. The freeways are a lot more emptier. We don't have smog from our cars. We're not paying for gas. We're not paying for cars. We're not paying for car insurance. We're not paying for the outfits that we got to steam clean and wear to our executive positions. We don't have to deal with any sexual harassment trouble. We don't have to eat out. Okay, we don't have to have the kids in daycare. Okay, the companies don't have to have the offices. That's cheaper on them. So look at all that time. I got one person that drives an hour and a half each way. That's 3 hours. Plus a kid at daycare, 30 minutes there, 30 minutes. That's 4 hours now free. And he said to me, he says, Chris, even if I'm sick, I can put the laptop on my belly in bed and still work. So the companies are thriving and doing really well because of this. And people are staying home. The problem on the other end of it is I'm talking to big business owners, especially commercial buildings. I said, Chris, I own this skyscraper in downtown New York, and it's empty, and there's 10,000 renters coming due, and that's what? Millions of dollars, and they'll be bankrupt before the end of the year because he can't carry all that carrying cost. So as much as going on in a harsh way, we do need to focus on the turnaround and what's coming in a good way. Of course, we don't know a lot of it because we just had a lot of the fires. But even with the fires, I know that they devastate, and all the first response teams, firemen, police, we thank you so much. Blessings to all of you, but because you guys do a top-notch job. But the fires do clean out all the underbrush. It does purify a lot of things. Where I can see some of the fire that's gone, there's a lot of greenery coming in. So that's where we're focusing on the rebuilding and getting better and improved. We made it through it, so there is a lot of good from this. But the COVID is telling us all to stay home. Okay. And if everyone, when they stayed home, myself included, really improved our home life, the whole world would be a lot better place overnight. How many people do you think got that message? So we need to keep our distancing and do that so that this can go away. Now, don't panic when I say this. This is not the only virus that's coming. We've got a lot more of these that are coming down the pipe. But that's so what? We're smart. We know now to stay home, okay? Keep our distancing on things. They'll have vaccines. And it won't be that big of a deal. You'll see. We're not going to do a nuclear war, third world war, germ warfare, or any pushing the button in this country, that country. We don't, none of that. So we can all calm down. And the world we have at least close to 100 years. So if I was going to make it, I'd be 154 years of age. People don't live that long. So you don't have to worry about the world coming to an end anytime soon. Now these people that do the doom and they pack all that stuff, that's great. Yeah, that's the stuff. I mean, you can use it and things like that. It makes you sleep better at night. Hey, more power to you. Anything to give you some type of peace and comfort, absolutely, I'm for it. Okay, more questions?
Trisha says, hi Chris, do you see me filing for bankruptcy, or what can I do to turn it all around?
Can't. You have to file. But filing the bankruptcy, I really believe this, and I'm not saying this to make you feel better, that is kind of like financial rebirthing for you. It'll take you about 18 months, and you'll have a credit card again. You'll get rid of all your debt, and you'll be able to get somewhere because you can't get anywhere because you're just too damn encumbered. So file it. And if you want to make yourself feel better, I forget now where they list it, but they do list bankruptcies for the year. And when you look at that, you're going to be, oh my gosh, you're far from alone. Okay, it used to take 7 years to make your credit back from bankruptcies. Not anymore. Maximum 3. Most people, a lot of them do it in a year and a half now.
Maria says, will we sell this home soon?
Well, I mean, you can have it up for sale, but no one's going to buy it till the first, so that's not very far. I mean, we got October, November, December, 3 months. I would do something about who's selling it for you and push them to, put on the MSL and open houses and virtual tours and whatever you're going to do to get it going. I don't think they're doing much for you, so that's part of the problem.
Teacher mom of 2 says, where will I meet the one?
Well, I presume you're talking about a life mate. Well, unless you go out, you can't. So at this point in time, you can't even justify you've been alone because you just do nothing to meet anybody. So I think you'll be out with friends and I think you'll be introduced. So unless you get out with friends, this really can't happen. I'm really concerned about you not doing anything about this. So you've got to realize you have to have common sense. If you're going to run into somebody, it's your job to get out and about so that you can cross their path. So you don't have to do dating services or blind dates. You don't have to do bars and nightclubs, but you do have to get out and socialize and meet and greet with your friends and go eat and things like this because they'll be in that type of a setting. I don't think it'll be for about another year because there's really nothing that you're doing to bring this in at this point.
Christina says, is there a message from a spirit for me?
No. But, I mean, all the loved ones that made it home, that's great. Don't ever get bent out of shape. I get so many people that have a lot of past relatives that have gone and their favorite, this and that, and they don't have anything to say, and they're just down about it. Don't be down about it. My mother's dad, my grandfather, he's been gone 25 plus years. It was about 15 years when this happened, and we walked to the threshold of my house, and we smelled cherry blend tobacco, which happens when he packed his pipe with this what he smoked. And my mother and I sat there for about maybe a minute, just smelling it and going, can you believe how strong this aroma is? And nobody around can, So we knew it was our granddad. Now I come from a psychic family. That's all we ever got from Sylvia's father and my grandfather. But that's a lot. Okay? And what you got to realize is when they're over in heaven, they have a complete blueprint and a chart of our life. They know everything we're going to do. They can fast forward your life and watch you pass and rewind your life and watch you born, so they know it all. They don't have to stand around and say, oh, look, he's going to the bathroom. Oh, look, he's combing his hair. Oh, look, he's doing everything. They don't need to do that. They got a lot going on over there. Besides, with the timing the way it is, 90 years of our lifetime into 48 hours for them, they can't miss us or worry about us or be too terribly concerned. People say, well, what about when Earthbound is Earthbound for 100 years? Okay, they were lost for about a weekend. We find them, they follow the white light, and they go home. Timing is that different. So you got to realize they don't have to wait. They don't get upset. I know when you miss your loved ones, because I miss my mother every day. I'm comfortable where she's at. I know she's around me. I can feel that presence, as you guys can be open to it with your loved ones, because everyone, like I said, is psychic to a certain extent. So I don't like to say the word death. It just doesn't jive with me like that. It's more like we're on this earth plane. We walk out of this dimension and into another dimension, and we keep on going. So if we try to look at life, life is just not that serious. It seems to me to be smarter and get done what we need to get done so we don't have to do this again, okay? So we don't have to be back here, especially if we're on our last life, and love one another, help one another, and do some good, and make a difference. That seems to be the better way to go than to just roll up when something serious goes wrong and happens and say, your life doesn't take one more day forward. You just live in the past from that point on. Well, we're not getting credit for much. We're not doing a lot. We're just kind of occupying time. And I'm constantly reminding myself through my job, through my personal endeavors to say, Chris, be positive about this. Look at this, look at that. Because there's always something that can be worse. I'm telling you, in my job, I see it on the half hour, every half an hour. And I know how fragile life is. And I'm ever so grateful to be doing this with you guys and trying to spread the message and the word to help as many people as we can. And it's an amazing thing. When you put energy into others, things in your life start to work out really nice. And when you're positive, things start happening a whole lot better. When you're worried, things just seem to get sick and down. Worrying is like bad for everybody, but we do it. But one thing my mom had me promise is that she said, Christy, if you ever get really upset, put 20 minutes on the clock. Worry about as much as you want for 20 minutes. But when that's done, you give it to God and you're done. And I followed that rule of thumb. And it's helped me ever so much. It made me waste less time. I have a lot more time during the day. And you're more positive because worrying is flat out just negative. It's just harmful to the body. Okay, who's next?
Barb says, hi Chris, can you please tell me what my spirit guide's name is?
Yeah, his name is Al. A-L.
Teresa says, I'm not exactly sure what this is trying to say, but she says, is my husband suck?
What'd she say?
Is my husband suck?
I don't know what she's trying to say. Good luck with that one.
CD says, hi Chris, do you see any health issues?
Not really. I mean, you're going to have to pay attention to your blood pressure, which is not big right now, but in the next couple of years, watch it because it'll start rising. And your blood sugar. So just eat right. Eat what you should normally eat. And because if you're not, you're going to get close to what they call it, where you're pre-diabetic or gestational diabetes. And then you'll have to really be good. So be good now, and we don't go there, and we're okay.
Crystal says, will I write a book?
No, but I think you'll do something like where things are purchased, like if I purchased, let's just take a hypothetical thing, a lawnmower or something like this, there's warranties and things like this. I think you'll do a lot of writing for some things. I don't think you'll write your own book per se, but I think you'll do an awful lot with writing, that's for sure.
Vintage Schwery says, "Hi Chris, my life is kind of falling apart. When will things change?"
I think that they already changed. I just think we're in a desert period now with you, and that will be up pretty much the end of next month. So I think we have blue skies. I'm happy you're asking me this question now, because if it was a year ago, it was just bad. So bad is over, good is now. So that's good.
Gina says, "Will I get the job I really wanted and applied for?"
I don't see it coming in right now. I think if we're patient and give that about 7-8 months, I think redoing it at that point in time, going for it at that point in time, would be a much better time for you that will be successful. So don't get discouraged. That's not very much time in comparison to a lifetime, that's for sure.
Maria says, "Should I keep my realtor or should I switch to one that my friend used?"
I would, if it was me, I would try to get out of the realtor you have now, because they're not doing much work. And I think you know that. And the other individual is really personable. Sometimes, I mean, all doctors can be good, or all realtors can be good, but sometimes you jive with the realtor better, or even the psychic. Sometimes you just rub wrong, or sometimes it just clicks. I think you'll click with theirs. So I would jump out of this realtor and get the other one for sure, definitely.
Sid hasn't asked a question, but they've donated like $5 like 9 times.
Well,
So
thank you.
thought
We
I'd say
really
that.
do. We appreciate that. We really, really do. I'd love to answer a question for you. If you don't have a question, that's fine too. But it allows us to put everything out that we're putting out, because we can't just do it by ourselves. It's just too much.
Trisha says, "Should I do healings or jewelry business or both together?"
Well, I mean, if you want to earn a living, then you're going to have to do the jewelry. And you can always do healings that help people. You can always do that. I mean, I do it. And it's great. But if you want to be consistent, then you're going to want to go with the jewelry.
Christina says, "Will I graduate grad school?"
Oh, yeah. I think on a wing and a prayer, which means you're fed up with it. You're smart, but you're tired of it. And when you're tired of it, you don't like it. Why? Because you're just overdone with it. Well, just stick it out. You'll get it done. You'll pass, and you'll have it, and it'll be over with. But I know how you feel.
Vintage Worry says, "Thank you for all your kindness. Could you give me some clarity on my spiritual gifts?"
Spiritual gifts. There's a little bit of a psychic sense, except you're afraid to be wrong. And I think back when they invented the wheel, I had that way back. So you've got to take the leap of faith and say what you feel, of course. And you have a real keen scent to listen to people and mediate things. So if we were throwing blows and fighting in here, you could kind of come in and say a few words, and how your demeanor and way of looking and saying, you can actually take people from wanting to kill one another to sit down and get along and even be friends. That's a gift in itself, and I think very knowledgeable. I'd look into that if I was you, for sure.
Teacher mom of 2 says, "Will I stay in the same area throughout my boy's graduation of high school?"
No, I think you'll leave, and I think that will be about a year, but that's okay. I know you're going to be upset hearing that they'll be going to different schools, but I think ultimately that's going to work out for the best, truly, because I think it'll be a better school, more friends, and I don't think it'll be too terribly far to keep friends from the other school. So it just looks like you're kind of in the middle of all that, but I still think the school change is going to be good.
Tawny sent a sticker that just says thank you. She was the one that we called a little bit earlier.
You're very welcome. More than happy to do it for you.
And that is the end of our donation, so I'm just going to go into chat and find some stuff there. Sarah says, "Hi Chris, my husband and I want to venture into something more fulfilling and lucrative. What do you see us doing as individuals?"
I would get into anything that you could do with stamps, coins, like a pawn shop, things along down this nature. You just have a knack for, I mean, people would call it back in the day junking or antiquing and things like this, and buying and reselling and having people come and wanting money for certain things. If you could try that, like go to a flea market, let's say, and bring a few items of your own and trade a few things, you're going to see that you just have a real knack for this. It won't feel like work for you. And I think you'll be utterly amazed that you can do this and really do well and make good money. And I think it's part that you're going to be knowledgeable on the type of stuff that you have or the type of stuff you're trying to purchase. And you'll know what it's worth. You know what you can do. You'll make good contacts. It's a totally different world for you, I know. But you're asking a psychic today. So give it a chance. Look this route. Try it small. It'll happen and you'll love it.
Maria says, will Renee ever beat diabetes or die from it? He's in constant pain.
Well, I mean, the diabetes is not going to go away. So the diabetes ultimately will be the end all be all. But as we know, he could do a whole lot better with how he takes care of himself. That would mean sleeping, everything, exercise, eating, and he's not doing it. So the body is giving way. So I would only hope and pray that he just does a much better job really taking the diabetes serious and take care of himself and get online, look at what you should and shouldn't do and abide by those rules. And if we abide by those rules, he's going to get a whole lot better. My fear is he's not going to change at all. So I'm sorry about that.
Human Being says, I work in a school cafeteria. Will I be laid off or will things be okay?
Things will be okay. I think there will be some layoffs that are definitely going to be happening, but it's not going to, will affect you because you're around it, but it's not going to be you being the one being laid off.
Gina says, I lost my job over a year ago. Will I find another one soon?
I think you got to wait till the first year. I don't think anything is going to open up that you're going to want. I think you can do 2 different jobs like cleaning houses and things like this in the meantime, but I don't think you want that. So if you're looking at a job career-wise that you can be at, then I think we're looking at the first year. So that's only about 3 months. So it's not that big of a deal.
Lily says, is my business going to pick up and when?
It's definitely going to pick up. Don't leave it. You're okay. But it'll take the end of October a little bit. Then we got November, December. So this year it'll be picking up slowly. Next year it'll do really well in summertime. So once you get there, you'll be like, okay. You know, right now you're like, oh, what did I do?
Angelina says, hello, hope you're well. What psychic abilities do I have?
Well, I mean, everybody is psychic. We know that to a certain extent. Yours kind of fits in the norm. So I don't think you're going to, you've got to open your mind and listen to things. But I don't see that you're going in any metaphysical work. You're great with people. I would look into life coaching if I was you.
Trisha says, how soon will I get my stolen travel trailer back?
I don't think you're getting it back. Let me say it like this. I think they'll find it, but I don't think there's going to be a whole lot left to it. So, you know, insurance will come in and handle that. So I'm sorry. I don't think it's going to be much when you see it. I've had that happen. Not a travel trailer, but a vehicle.
Psychic Chrissy says, where do you see things going with Colton and Chrissy?
With who?
Colton and Chrissy.
I think they'll get really serious, and then I think they'll cool off and go their separate ways. So I'd give that probably 9-10 months.
Luna says, what are my spiritual gifts? Thank you.
I think that you're a very good listener. I think you got a whole lot of patience. I think you're very endearing. And I would really look into some type of going back to school and looking into counseling if I was you.
Tiger Pixie says, hi Chris, should my mom retire now?
Well, we're on a double-edged sword with that because if she retires, okay, she is going to complain from the time she wakes up to the time she goes to bed that she doesn't have enough money to live. And she's right, she doesn't. If she works more, her back and her knees and everything else, we're really on a double-edged sword. I think she's going to go another year, and I think it'll be okay. And I think when she does retire a year away, she'll have a little bit more from putting that year in. And she'll retire, being that she's out of work now, 6 months retired. I think she'll look for some part-time work, something to do around books and things like that. Not a bookstore, but something to do around books. And I think that will be a supplement of income that she'll be able to help her with the things that she want to do and the places she want to go and places she want to eat. So it'll work out fine. It just is scaring her right now.
Vindishwari says, I'm going to meet the bank for my bank loan. Will it come through this time?
Going to meet the bank for my bank. Well, I mean, no, yes and no. It'll eventually come through. you've got to jump through a lot of hoops. And the interest rate's going to be a little bit up there, I think, from what they're promised. So there's some change with that. So if you don't like that, then you can just not do it. Otherwise, you can do it, but they're going to attach a few more things onto this before they give you that. So ultimately, yes, but it's not as sweet of a deal as you think it is right now.
Andrea says, what is my career path going to be?
I don't think you're looking at anything at all right now, period. But I think you'll go into some type of department store. I think you'll get up to the management. And I think you'll get into buying. Then I think the traveling will happen with that. And I think it'll put you into a world that you really like and enjoy. You really should cook, though. I think you could be a fantastic cook. That doesn't mean you have to be a colonial person and cook at an executive chef at a restaurant. But you really should start cooking. I'm even going to try to start cooking.
Margarita says, what is my animal totem?
That would be a kangaroo. And everybody, I want to thank you for being with us today. Once again, if you like what you see, give us a thumbs up. Go down and look at our playlist and check that out. If you haven't subscribed, you're going to want to do that for everything that's coming down the pipe because we've got a lot of really cool stuff coming. We're trying to guarantee we can put out about a video a week now, so you'll be looking at that. And let us know what you want to see. Let us know if you like the Q&A still. Let us know all of what you guys want to see, and we'll do our very best to make that happen for you. And certainly thank you for all the donations. That helps us with this channel so terribly much. And thank you for subscribing. And we love you. Stay uplifted. And until next Sunday at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, I'll see you then. Okay, it's not doing it now. And,
Hey.